that it may be a co-promotion kind of thing. Because I saw people say, Dana White will never do that. First of all, what are you talking about? He dabbles all the time. That fool's dabbling with strange so often, it ain't even strange anymore. I made a video. I made a handful of videos a while back. But I made the initial one talking about Jon Jones on the Full Send infomercial, saying that he was not done, that he was just on that brief vacation, and that this was all, there was a lot going on behind the curtain of Oz, and that it was far from over. And Jon Jones, I mean, we've seen Jon Jones in his movie roles, right? Correct? Have you seen his acting? You're giving him too much credit. You're putting him on that Denzel level. And that's not racist. When he was on the Full Send podcast, and he was talking about how he's going to have to be the bad guy, he's going to have to take the heat, he's going to take the hatred, he's going to be the scapegoat. For you to come out and say he's lying, there's nothing to that, he's just scared, he's running, you're giving him way too much credit. You're putting him on that Idris Elba level. And that's not racist. He was inebriated in that interview. Loose lips sink sponsorships. So maybe there was some fallout here and there. Maybe some fans getting upset. Maybe some people talking about a tarnished legacy. Maybe some active fighters and current fighters and promoters getting upset. Sponsorships. But that's why you have people like me. And I take that heat too. I take that hatred. I'm the scapegoat. Because I read those comments. I put out that video and about 10 hours later, I put out that video saying he's not done. He's going to fight Aspinall. He's not retired. 10 hours later, Jon Jones called me last night. He retired. Age like milk. Age like milk. Age like milk. Ha ha. Couldn't have come at a better time. Ha ha. Think again. Ha, and so on and etc. I'm sure you know by now. Because there's nothing else going on in the MMA universe right now. I'm sure you know about the UFC event that's going to happen at the White House next year. Yeah. I see those rosy cheeks. I could feel the shame and embarrassment through the lens. Jon Jones immediately speaks up. Oh, that looks interesting. I'm into it. I'm back in the testing pool. He reposts a thing. You could have thought up to that point, oh, who's he going to come back and fight? Curtis Blades? Tai Tuivasa? Nah. He reposts a photo of him and Tom Aspinall. Him up there on the cage celebrating with that Living in America trunks. The US of A. And you got Tom Aspinall down there in them British trunks, all, just dead and passed away. Keith Peterson smoking in the corner. He said, I knew what was about to happen. He didn't post a photo of him and Derek Lewis. It was Tom Aspinall. He's committing in the post. He's committing to this fight. Everything else before this was behind the scenes. We didn't agree on the money. We didn't agree on the day. They said I said yes. I didn't say yes. It's a gentleman's agreement right here. He's agreeing on social media. Social media is what makes it legal. It's like when you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and then you post that you're in a relationship on social media, or like when you have like a friend at work or something, you're not friends, but then you actually become friends on Facebook, and then it's like, oh snap, we're friends now. It's like that. Everything up to this point was he said, and then Ariel said. And now he posted it on social media. Jon Jones up there celebrating. Tom Aspinall knocked out. And everybody's like, oh, he's really coming back. That didn't take long. That didn't take long. I can't believe it's happening. I can't believe we're going to see it. Is this for real? How come none of those people are coming back to my videos? Because the day when the retirement was announced, they were lined up like if there was a new iPhone in my comment section. But ever since then, I'm seeing them in other forums and threads and comment sections, but they're too shy. They got their face masks back on. They're too shy to come around these parts. And this video was sponsored by my Patreon with new videos every weekday. For reals. Not only did Jon Jones say, yeah, this looks good. I like it. Reposted it. I'm into it. I'm in the testing pool. Not only did that happen. What did I say in my video? Because it's crazy enough, right? That I said he's not retired. He's on vacation. This is a ploy. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. There's legal things going on. They have to keep up appearances one way or the other. They're going to do what they got to do. Jon Jones is going to come back. It's all going to be ironed out. It's all going to be good. People said I was crazy. And they said if he came back, he was going to fight someone else. I said, oh yeah. Oh yeah. It would make sense for him to do other money fights first. That's why this all happened. Then the Aspinall fight, let that guy build his rep. Let Jon Jones make some money. There are money fights to be had before this fight. And people laughed at it. And I think that level of truth made it even harder to believe. Because not only is he coming back, oh, he's going to fight this guy first? And maybe that guy and then come back? Oh, and then fight Aspinall? Oh, nah. So not only is Jones saying that he's back in the circus? Because I know you guys saw that news. It's hard to miss. But I don't know if you saw the news that came out today. Let me remind you in my video. Before the retirement was announced, I was saying that Jon Jones was going to do some little pacing here and there because Dana White and some other stuff was going on behind the scenes. At that time, I could have never guessed Trump was involved. But I said there's going to be some other players. Francis Ngannou, possibly Alex Pereira. I said there could be possibilities of co-promotions. Dana White's done it before. He's dabbled with boxing. He gets into power slap. Not only did he do the thing with Conor and Mayweather, he's doing this other boxing thing now. He's done, I can't even remember. I put it in my video. He's done different things. He's with WWE now. He goes where the money's at, where the attention is at. And just today, it came out that I think the owner, the president or whatever of the PFL, he wants in on the White House. He wants in on the White House. The dude that has the say when it comes to Francis Ngannou. He put a poster on Twitter and tagged Donald Trump. And he's like, woo, let's do this, let's go. He puts a poster up. It has Francis Ngannou and everybody else. And he put like a fire emoji or something, like, whoo, like amped up. He puts Francis Ngannou. It was like when you go to the Fresno Fair and there's like Tower of Power, you know? And it's like they're all dead, you know? It's like we got the bass player from Tower of Power and all the other bands in the lineup, like you never heard of them before. But you put Tower of Power in the card. That's Francis Ngannou on that card. But I give him more respect than the bass player. It was a sad looking card. But this is a big old fat step in the right direction. Just a week and a half ago, Everybody was doubting. Everybody was saying that this was impractical, impossible, inconceivable. And it's all falling into place now. I said Jon Jones isn't done. He's going to fight Aspinall. But he wants another fight first. Francis Ngannou makes more sense first. Jon Jones retires. Everyone says, oh, you're crazy. And I said, what are you talking about? How am I crazy? This is the perfect move for him to get that fight first. Then it gets, I said, he's not ducking Aspinall. He will fight him in due time. But this is the money fight right now. Ngannou's way older. Jones is already old enough as it is. Aspinall could wait. He could get another victory under his belt. He could get better at making pay-per-views, better at bringing in people that don't speak the same accent as him. And then it could make more sense. And for you Puritans out there, stop crying about how this or that guy deserves it and the rankings. When has that ever mattered? Do you have a point? Sure. If we didn't live the last 15 years that we have. We know that doesn't matter in the UFC. We know about the Dana White privilege. We know that the money fight is going to take precedent. You know that. So why are you acting like this is day one? You can't just roll up in here today and start making arguments like if it hasn't been absolutely different in the past several years. It's all about the money fights, the eyeballs. That's all that matters. So then it comes up today that it may be a co-promotion kind of thing. Because I saw people say, Dana White will never do that. First of all, what are you talking about? He dabbles all the time. That fool's dabbling with strange so often, it ain't even strange anymore. He's moved on to those stranger things. The White House. This ain't that petty McGregor and Mayweather anymore. We're talking about Francis Ngannou, the PFL stepping up. And if Dana were to be stubborn, we're finally in one of those situations where Dana ain't the top dog anymore. We got Donald Trump. We got the Don in the mix. Dana White, if he had any kind of a problem doing a co-promotion, if he had any kind of a problem because of the bad blood with Ngannou coming in, Donald Trump would be like, hey, go to your room. Time out. Dana White and Donald Trump is like when you have like that manager, like that boss that's just always on, always power trip and thinks they could disrespect or however, even if they're a cool boss, but they're still the boss, you know? But then their boss comes in and you're like, oh snap. Oh, they're just like me. But they tried a little bit harder, you know? But they're like me. Because now their boss is putting them in check. I just saw their boss tell them to take a lunch break. That's what we see with Dana White and Donald Trump. That's going to be the final say. If he wants to see Jon Jones and Ngannou, that's a wrap. But you know what? Because it's the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence to free the colonies from British rule, who do you think he wants to see? Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall, obviously. Well, then how does this make sense, Grandmaster? How do we have Jon Jones and Donald Trump wants him to fight Aspinall, but now Ngannou's in the mix, and you were right, and you spoke Ngannou into existence, even though you don't believe in that paganism? How was that all going to align together? Well, let me tell you. You see, Donald Trump didn't just start watching UFC when Ilia Tapoera came along. Donald Trump has seen better 3-fight winning streaks. Don't take that long. Donald Trump didn't just start watching the UFC when Conor McGregor started fighting. Nah. Conor McGregor didn't even just start watching UFC when Charles Sonnen started fighting. Nah. And I know Charles Sonnen's kind of the grandpa of the MMA community. But Donald Trump precedes even that. Donald Trump was watching in 1993. Donald Trump is old school. Donald Trump mentioned a championship. Ultimate Fighting Championship. You know what that was from its origins? That was real life, homie. It was like gladiators. It was a tournament. That's how they got down. No, go to your corners and get a motivational speech and have a popsicle and get your electrolytes. Nah, Charlie. It was a tournament. And that's what he wants at the 250th anniversary. He wants a tournament. Now, I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know if Aspinall is, by this point, Cyril Gaines, he's going to be way out of the picture. Aspinall will have him under his belt. And that will help him get a little, even though Jones already, so it's not going to mean much. But he'll have already skipped that rock. All right? So I don't know if it's going to be Aspinall first faces Ngannou, which is not preferable. And then Ngannou loses, he gets out wrestled or something like that. And then Jones, the American, has to come in and liberate France again. And then help him and then fight the red coat. Or then, and it's, you know, because Jon Jones represents the United States, like it or not. Tom Aspinall represents the United Britain, the United Kingdom, and then, like it or not, and then Francis Ngannou represents France. And I know he's from multiple places, but you can't spell Francis without France. So it fits my narrative right now, and it makes the most sense. And then, because I don't think the United States has ever had any real problems with Africa. Or Jon Jones faces Ngannou first, which makes a better fight. That's what we want to see. If we could see two fights and it's Aspinall and Ngannou, and then Aspinall and Jones, or or Jones and Ngannou, and then Jones and Aspinall, you know that's the one that we want to see. So maybe Jones fights Ngannou first, puts him out quick, easy, first round submission, and that is his way of liberating France. That's his way of liberating Ngannou and preserving him and kind of keeping him safe from Aspinall, who would probably take him deep into the rounds and just hug him for 5 rounds. So maybe that's kind of, either way, France is liberated, United States is victorious and free from British rule. I am not a Jon Jones fan. I would like to see him lose as well. And I know a lot of you can't stand him and you want him to be out of the picture. But you're going to have to deal with these facts. He wasn't motivated before. He wasn't inspired. Just another run-of-the-mill, just another defense. Should he have? If he wanted to be a champion? Sure. But that's never how it works. They get to pick and choose whatever they want to do as long as they're on Dana's good side. But all of a sudden, it's to represent America against British rule. It's at the White House. And for someone like Jon Jones, this is like the Olympics, basically. This is as close to the Olympics as Jon Jones is ever going to get. All of these fighters being able to fight at the White House, being able to travel to the White House, fight at the White House, and for it to have strong racial undertones to the point where they're basically overtones. That is pretty much the Olympics. So he gets to fight for his country. It's for the championship. It's at the White House. It's basically the Olympics. There's race involved. He gets to fight Francis Ngannou most likely first before Aspinall. Gets that money fight. Gets to kill 2 fools with 1 trump. And then they might throw Pereira in the mix. Why not? By that point, he will already have gotten his title back from Magomedov probably wants to gain a little bit of weight. He gets thrown in the mix as long as he represents a different country. As many races as we could get involved, like a full-blown race war. As many, we don't want two Americans, we don't want two Brazil. As many races as we could get in there. Maybe Tai Tuivasa gets another win or two. He could go represent. As many different people as we can. Just a melting pot of racial domination. That's the America that I believe in. And I forgive all of you doubters.